Hello everyone. Here is our group name and group title. We are Group 13 and our title is Smart Hospital Management System. And of course, when we discuss about our topic, the Smart Hospital Management System, we have to know that currently the hospital management system is far different from the past, where the past is using paper and pencils to collect the data, but now we have used computer. However, there is the lack of the technology support in this industry. Therefore, we think that we can implement the knowledge that we have learned in our UCCD 3113 distributed computer systems to help hospital management system become more agile, become more robust in the future. And in this video later, me and my teammates will discuss about the flow and how to configure the hospital system that in our imagination, in our design. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lee Jaden. First, let's create an RDS database. Say to free tier and set the database identifier, set the password. Then RB access and set the database name. Then create. Okay. Then in the VS Code, we can use this code and type not index.js to update the database using the SQL. Then we need to create two S3 bucket. One is for registration and another one is for the authentications. Okay, we create first. Then we need to create a lambda function for registration and we are using Python here. Okay, we then create it. Then we need to configure it and set the memory to 500 and timeout to 1 minute. Okay, we need to add a trigger, the S3 bucket we created just now. Okay, then edit. Then paste the code here. The code is to put the image into the recognition for facial analysis and compare. Then we move to the manual authentication, another lambda function. Do the same configurations. And now let's do the coding in the VS Code. First, we need to pip install and get the Python file here. And then zip the whole file and upload it to the lambda. We only need upload it first, and we only need the py_mysql file and the lambda function file. So we pull it out and delete the original file and deploy it. Then test the function. The object key is get from the object name from the authentication S3 bucket. Then invoke it. Okay. Yeah, the status code is 200 and invoking file. Then we move into the DynamoDB, create a table to store the patient recognition information with partition key recognition's ID. And then let's move into the S3 bucket for manual registration. And we add a file here and upload it. Okay. Then it's showing in the DynamoDB and it's working fine. Then let's create a API. Okay, create it. We are using REST API here and create a resource called bucket, enable it, and create another resource called file name. Also check the CRS. Then create a method here. We create a put method using the AWS service and select the region. Okay, then say to put and have the path override. Okay, and then create. And let's configure the integration request and set the URL path. Add the path parameter as the following. Okay, and then save. Then we go to the API setting and manage the media type. So we add JPG, and PNG here. Create another resource called patients and check the CRS and create the resource. And create a get method to trigger the authentication lambda function. Okay, last we just enable the CRS and check all the method, and now we just deploy the API.
Hi, I'm Yongtae. Now I will demonstrate how to connect the API gateway to RDS. Let us create a new Lambda function first. So type your Lambda function name here. I use demo department. At runtime, I use Node.js.16x. And create the function. Okay, the function is created. So I want to upload my source code, and I can select the upload from and select my zip file, department.zip, and click on the save. It will automatically update my source code to the AWS. Let's check. Okay, everything is complete. Then we go to API Gateway and create a new API. We select the REST API here and type your API name here. I use demo hospital. And click on Create API. Okay, now the API is created and we create a new resource. Type my resource name. My resource name is department. So I create the department resource and we click on the department resource and click on the create method. For example, I want to use the get method. I select the get method and select the lambda function and lambda integration and select the lambda function that I have created just now and click on create and wait for it. Okay, so the get function is created and I deploy the API. I select the new stage and dev for the name and deploy it. You can see the stage is created and we open it and we find the department and we select the invoke.url here. Then we go back to the demo department function and select the configuration here and select the RDS database and connect to the RDS database. I want to connect to an existing database here, which is database 1, and I select it and create. Okay. Okay, it takes some time to update the function, so I will just skip it. Okay, we can see the function is successfully updated and we can see the configuration. And we can see the configuration under there and the RDS database connection. Database 1 is connected. So we go back to the API gateway and copy the invoke URL and paste on the postman. We can paste the URL here, which is the invoke URL, and select the get method and send. We can see the data is here. Okay, followed by AWS IoT Core. First, we need to create a new thing. Select the things and create a new thing and create single thing. Type your name, thing name here. I would like to use demo band and select no device shadow and use the auto-generated certificate and select your policy. If you doesn't have policy, click on the create policy here and type your preferred policy name. I will use band policy here and select allow everything. For the policy resource, type ARN AWS IoT, your region. You can find it here, US is 1, and your account ID. Copy and paste, and followed by your preferred topic name. I will use band file room here and click on create. You can see the policy is created, and we bind the policy to the certificate and create the things. And it will jump out this, and you need to download the public key and private key file. Okay, done. And now we need to create a new rules. Select a new rules and type your rule name here. I will use file room rule and click next. And for the SQL statement, you need to select all from the topic folder. You just type, which is bind file room, then file room, and click on next. And you connect the rule with the lambda function here. Select the lambda function and select the lambda function you want to connect. For example, I use IoT test and select the latest one. Click on next. Make sure everything is correct and click on create. Okay, the rule is created. So we now go to the MQTT test client. We subscribe to the topic filter we have typed just now. Okay, I have already subscribed, and we publish the message to the topic. The message required is room ID. So room ID 1, you can see the message is sent, and we use CloudWatch to find out whether the Lambda function has received a message or not. Open the CloudWatch. And select the log groups. Okay, find our Lambda function, which is IoT test. Okay, in the log stream, select the last event type and select the last log stream. Okay, we can see the message is room ID 1 and the status cost is 200 and it shows what it retrieved from the database. Okay. Okay, that's all my part. Thank you.
Okay, hello guys, I'm Hanlin. Now, let's go to QuickSight. Actually, I assume that everyone has registered a QuickSight account based on the manual. Here is my QuickSight, the personal information here. And okay, there's the one thing, the first thing to use QuickSight is we have to import the data sets from the source that we wanted. So for example, actually we can import the data set from, here is using S3, this one is the preset one, using S3, and here is the data set using RDS, which is our method. And I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, first, okay, hello guys, I'm Hanlin. Now, let's go to QuickSight. Actually, I assume that everyone has registered a QuickSight account based on the manual. Here is my QuickSight, the personal information here. And okay, there's the one thing, the first thing to use QuickSight is we have to, let me show you how to do this. First, we have to insert a data source name, for example, test. Now, come to the instance ID. Okay, I don't think that's really good. Maybe hospital resource test. Then instance ID, there are some of the instance ID that we can use. For this time, I think we will continue using database one, okay, which is the instance ID that we have created before. Let me show you how to do this. First, we have to insert a data source name, for example, test. Now come to the instance ID. Okay, I don't think that's really good. Maybe hospital resource. From the quick site to the RDS, and if it is validated, then you can create the data source. Okay, so you can choose whatever table that is contained in the data source. So for example, in our RDS, we have 6 different tables. So now I'm gonna use let me use patient record. Then now just select this and then go to edit or preview data. That is the one thing that everyone should remember to do is when you select the data, you have to know what is it exactly. Just gonna select the date format. Okay, here is it. Yeah. As you can see, the start date here is a field that we collect the date that the user maybe start to have some record or whatever. Then you have to input it in string way, right? Maybe from your IoT, maybe from your coding. They are not really suitable to store everything in date format in our table, right? Then come to quick site. We have this very quick method, which is changing the data type here. As you can see, we can select whatever data type we want, integer, decimal, or date. Of course, I select date, right? And then we can encounter an error with the date format. Let's try again. Okay, never mind. We just directly copy from here, then we paste here, and now we try to validate. See, is this date format valid with our source data? For example, in our source data, we have input in such a way, right? So it's a good visualization, of course. However, to use QuickSight to draw the graph, we have to make it a complete date format instead of using like a string format or another decimal format, maybe. We have to use back date format. Then how to do this? We have to change the data type using this way. After validate, then everything is fine. Just click update. Voila, just gonna select the date format. Okay, here is it. Yeah. As you can see, the start date here is a field that we collect the date that the user maybe start to have some record or whatever. Then you have to input it in string way, right? Maybe from your IoT, maybe from your coding. They are not really suitable to store everything in date format in our table, right? Then come to quick site. We have this very quick method, which is changing the data type here. As you can see, we can select whatever data type we want, integer, decimal, or date. Of course, I select date, right? And then you have to do this step like multiple times so that every date type has changed to the correct type lah. Okay, actually we have preset data set already, so we have to go back. Yeah, patient record. Okay, indeed. As you guys can see here, they are the check-in date and check-out date here. Okay, so now I have to uh, explain to you guys another method that we have used, which is add calculated field. Have you guys seen that in before just now in the original table we only have 7 of the column here, but now I have extra 2 more column, which is waiting time and impatient time. So how do I get this? It's simple. We just add calculated field, then go to here, maybe give a name called test. The syntax that I've used to create waiting time this column. Okay, now we go back to the quick site. Okay, after we have done all the modification on corresponding data sets, we will have multiple data sets here. For our system, we'll have 6 data sets here. So what should we do to give a clear visualization to anyone? Now I'm gonna choose patient record first then use in analysis. Using this one, interactive sheet, create. Okay, you can see we have an empty analysis here. So what we're gonna do now is we have to add more data set using select this pencil, add, delete, replace, and remove data sets. We can add our data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Add all these 5 one by one. Okay, so after we add all the relationship between the waiting time and the start date. So what can I get from this thing? X column will be start date, then the value will be waiting time, not count. I don't want to count this. Okay, if you don't want to count this, you can use aggregate. Then you can see. Okay, click on the three dot button. Then you can select whatever you want. I would select average waiting time. So I want to see that in different date, how long is my patient waiting. Okay, we can select the. Okay, you can see that the data is very messy right here. So you can select three dots of the x-axis and aggregate by month. So I can get a monthly report, and of course I can get a quarterly report as well. Yeah, but I think we will come with a monthly report, which is more simple and is able to give a simple conclusion, right? Actually, this one is a very simple visual, which can help us to see the relationship between waiting average of waiting time and the relationship between it and the month and the date that patient come. For example, as you can see here, in August of 2024, the average waiting time of our patients is 156 minutes. So it is a high. It has the highest record of the whole years. So what makes this happen? Then you can come with your own conclusion, your own theory about. So therefore, as a conclusion, we can have different outputs using different visual type. For example, we have used gauge type here and line chart here, and we have come with multiple report of different department as well. So here is the total number of room using donut chart, using a pie chart here, and using a vertical bar chart here. So you can actually do everything you like using QuickSight, and it is a very convenient tool to help us visualize the statistics, visualize the data, and come with a more scientific proof that okay, is this amount of patient acceptable or is containable in our hospital, or should we hire more person to come in and help to reduce the waiting time of our user? Is this waiting time acceptable by patients, or is there any feedback by patient? You can have many data inputs as long as you are able to contain them. Then use QuickSight to help you visualize it, and it can contain a very good commercial value as well. And thank you.
Hi, I'm Chan Panchi, and now I will show how to connect to the Amplify service at the Visual Studio Code. First, we do the create React app. Next is the Amplify configure. We do a configuration at the Visual Studio Code. And we select a region. And next is the access key we can find from the Excel file. And the secret access key will be found at the Excel file also. Next, we will do the amplify at hosting. And next is to publish at the amplify. It will take some minutes for the publish. We publish the front end of our web app. After that, it will show a link that to our web app. And next, I will show the UI user interface of our app. First, we do npm start. And next, it will bring us to a welcome page of our system. User will press the enter to go to the authentication, and it will take a photo and do authentication. After that, we go to the service page. First, we go to the registration page of user, and all this data is get from the RDS database. And after submit, it will show a success page. Next, we go back to the service page, and we go to the find your room service. At this page, user will need to scan their band here, And after scanning, it will show the room information and lead user to their room. Next, we go to the registration page that will key in by nurse. And in this page, nurse will need key in the patient information. And all this information will be sent to the RDS database. And after press submit, it will show registration success. After that, it will back to the welcome page of our system. And that's all. Thank you.